Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How is everybody doing? Just gonna give you guys some time to get in here.
Get in your fucking stance, this is your self-defense. Call your girl up, you know it's going up. We got your back and prayers going up. We gon' Netflix, chill, cry and huddle up.
Walk with your head high and your chest out. You got this and we got you without a doubt. Kick us things ass, show her what you're all about. The pain you have longer, what don't end you makes you stronger. You are beautiful, yes you are. It's just a scar. It doesn't change how we love you or who you are. Keep stepping in your purpose. You are a star wherever you are. You are beautiful, yes you are. It's just a scar. It doesn't change how we love you or who you are. Keep stepping in your purpose. You are a star wherever you are.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are here to discuss domestic violence awareness and bring a little bit of awareness to everyone. Make sure that we are all filled with resources that we need to protect ourselves. Can you guys hear me? Just gonna go say hi to everybody really quickly in the chat.
Keep stepping in your purpose. You are a star wherever you are.
I hope you know that you are worth it. This life you deserve it. Nobody is
Hey Vacay, thank you for being here. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
purpose. I'm so sorry that you're hurting. Get in your fucking
Hey Jella, 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 Jella. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here.
prayers going up. We gon' Netflix.
Yes, sir. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. To the best damn model on the internet. Thank you, Melanie Jones, for being here. Thank you, thank you. Please make sure you guys follow me on IG. I appreciate you guys. We're over there giving some great information as well. We also be on TikTok too. So make sure you guys are following us everywhere. Hey Cole, thank you for stopping by. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. Hey AK Bay. Baby. What's up, baby? How you doing? Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Hey, Candace K, honey, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you all for coming through. I'm not going to hold you guys up for too long, but we need to have this conversation. So let's just go ahead and get into the things of the things of the things. You already know. You already know. You already know. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. I'm also going ahead and put the link in the chat. So this is going to be an open conversation. So if anybody wants to come up, you are more than welcome to hit the link and share your story or not share your story if you know of some great resources for your area. We're going to be sharing some great resources at the end. So make sure that you guys stick around for that. And if you have some resources for your area that you know that people may be able to use, go ahead and give it to me. You can send it to me on Instagram. If there's a name of a place or something like that, you can't put links in the chat, but you can put the name of a place or things like that, or you can send the information to me so that I can add it to the description box at the end of the video.
You know that you are worth it. This life you deserve it. Nobody is perfect. Baby girl, I said you're worth it. Keep fighting for a purpose. I'm so sorry that you're hurting. Get in your Fuck these stairs, this is your self-defense. Call your girl up, you know it's going up. We got your back, them prayers going up. We go Netflix, chill, crying, huddle up.
Walk with your head high and your chest out. You got this and we got you without a doubt. Kick this thing's ass, show her what you're all about. The pain you have longer with the engine makes you stronger. You are beautiful, yes you are. It's just a scar. It doesn't change how we love.
New surveillance footage obtained exclusively by CNN appears to corroborate some of the allegations of abuse against music mogul Sean Diddy Combs. The video, captured on multiple cameras, shows Combs assaulting his then girlfriend Cassie Ventura in a hallway at a Los Angeles hotel in March 2016. A lawsuit filed by Ventura in November last year and settled the next day referenced actions that seem to match those seen in this video. There is no audio. According to the complaint, Combs became extremely intoxicated and punched Miss Ventura in the face, giving her a black eye, which according to the lawsuit prompted Ventura to try and leave the hotel room. The surveillance video obtained by CNN begins as she enters the hallway. Clayton goes on to say he grabbed her and then took glass vases in the hallway and threw them at her. In the surveillance video, Combs can be seen grabbing Ventura and throwing her to the ground. As Ventura lies on the ground, Combs then kicks her twice and attempts to drag her on the floor back to the hotel room. Ventura is seen picking up a hotel phone. Combs seems to walk back to the hotel room, then returns and appears to shove her in a corner. Moments later, he can be seen throwing an object in her direction.
So I wanted to discuss some things that we are taught and what we learn as young women that can sometimes help us to protect ourselves in these situations, but sometimes which also hinder us in these situations as well. So let me just make sure we got some good music going here in the background for you guys. And I'm going to pose a few questions. You guys can just, we can chat from the chat, or if anybody wants to come up, you guys can do that as well. The link is there in the chat. Hang on a second here. Okay, is that better? Because I think you guys will hear an ice cream truck.
It doesn't change how we love you or who you are. Keep stepping in your purpose. You want to start wherever you are.
Okay, so my first question is, when I was growing up, there were some things that I felt like that were told to me, which, sometimes it puts us in a position where we are defenseless. And some of those things that, I was told when I was younger was, you have to sit down and act like a lady, and, pretty girls don't fight, things like that. So when we're taught these things, a lot of the times it puts us in a position to where we're not able to, and sometimes we're not willing to protect ourselves. So for me, being told, sit down, act like a lady, girls don't fight, all of those things put me into the position to whereas I didn't want to fight when I was growing up and things like that. I have personally not been in a domestic violence situation. So I don't know that I would be able to handle myself in this situation with a man. I wasn't taught that I had to do that, if that makes sense. So I understand that a lot of people are going through these situations, and we look at Cassie and Diddy, and we look at all of the examples that we've had of how these relationships play out from past to present, and it kind of ends up being the same exact way. It is a lot of drug filled mental illness that is going around and being passed off from person to person. So this is not a men against women or women against men type of an issue. It's happening on both sexes, on both sides, in both directions, right? Um, so we have to make sure that we're looking out for the guys as well. And when they're sharing their stories, we're not shaming them in any kind of way as well. Another thing that we talk about as women when we're younger is, my mom taught me a lot of things about my body. And, she taught me to speak up for myself. And, I was taught that, I wasn't supposed to be touched in certain ways, and I was supposed to have certain boundaries with my body. But my mom also took my boundaries and made sure I knew that I needed to have those boundaries with friends, family members, whoever you come across. You have to have personal boundaries, whether that be to your body, whether that be to, your life and things like that. You have to make sure that you're protecting that. And sometimes we're a little bit scared to stand up for ourselves. And we got to learn to have each other's back a little bit more as women when we see in these situations come up. I was watching a story on TikTok, and there's a young lady who is in a domestic violence situation. She has children, and she's married, and she talks about her situation, but it almost seems as if it's a serious but playful manner, right? So when something is happening to you guys in this situation like this, it's very important that you speak up right away. I know sometimes it can be scary, sometimes depending on the person, whether they have power or money or respect over you, then you feel a little bit defenseless, and sometimes you might be afraid to speak. But we're not allowing this anymore as women. We're going to make sure that we're standing up for ourselves. We're speaking when we need to speak. And we're not taking no more of this. No more putting your hands on me and thinking it's okay. And a lot of the times what I see as well is most men who are doing this to women, and I'll reverse this in a minute, but I'm just going to start here for a second. Most men who are doing this to women, they have a mother, they have sisters, they have women in their family, they know it's wrong, and they are still doing it. But a lot of the times, these same men, they don't respect those sisters, they don't respect the mother. It's very early, you should be able to see these things. For me, if you don't get along with your mother, then we can't even talk at this point, because the way the world is set up, if you don't like your mama and your mama don't like you, and there's a problem there, then clearly there's some other issues going on, and we need to, dig a little bit deeper. But when it comes to making sure that we're protecting ourselves in these relationships, also in these friendships, you guys, we have to have boundaries. No letting people take advantage of you, no standing in the back and being quiet, and no letting people just be repeat offenders to you and doing the same things over and over and over and over again. We have to make sure that we know that's not acceptable. So I was thinking about all of the examples that we've had of domestic violence from the internet, from even from before the internet, when internet wasn't here. And we've had all of these situations of domestic violence in front of us, all the way back to Ike and Tina, and how that to have been so tragic, and there would have been so much turmoil. It seems as if these situations are getting more and increasingly dangerous. Even so, if you're looking at it kind of like in a timeline from the picture that we're looking at, it would go like Ike and Tina, then like Whitney and Bobby. That got even worse. Then the drugs and all of that is introduced. And then you got Mary and Devontae. All of that drugs, they got even worse and what's introduced with that. Then you got Princess and Ray J and Krishan and Blueface and all of these things happen, and in the middle of all of that, you had Cassie and Diddy. And a lot of the times when you look at these situations, it is just beautiful young women, sometimes with a lack of self-esteem, sometimes not. But they're being pushed and pulled into these situations of helplessness. We look at a lot of things that's happening on the internet today. People are gaslighting. They are gaslighting. They are love bombing. I need you guys to make sure that you protect yourselves and make sure that you are paying attention to the actions behind the words. If a person is making you feel uncomfortable, if a person is making you feel unloved, if a person is making you feel unwanted, if a person is making you feel uncared for, any of these things shouldn't be invoked through to a partner, a friend, a family member, or any of those things. None of those things should be an issue. I wanted to also talk a little bit about, hang on a second, guys. I wanted to talk a little bit about friends, the difference between friendships and relationships. And there really isn't any difference between a friendship and a relationship other than the aspect of the added intimacy. Um, and then there's intimacy within your friendship level as well, but it just would not obviously be to the extensiveness as in a relationship. So even with your friends, with your family members, and in these relationships, personal boundaries, respect, protecting your peace. And then how are you treating other people? How are you showing up in the world? What are you putting out there and making sure that, you're being a good person as well? I want to know, have you guys taken the poll? Do I have anyone in the chat who has had a domestic violence situation? Do I have anybody who wants to come up and share a story with us? I have put the invite link in the chat for anybody who wants to join. You obviously don't have to share your full story, but any information that you have or a short story that you do want to share to help us, maneuver out of these situations, you guys can come on up if you want. And then I also wanted to pose another question. So there's been a lot of talk back and forth about the video that we watched with Diddy. And I kind of really want to know, just what would you have done in that situation, in that hotel, in that hallway on that day? I think that we probably may all have reacted differently. And I think that when you put it out there a lot, sometimes, you can give somebody a way out. So I'll start. If nobody's going to come up, I'll just say what I probably would have done in that situation. So what I feel like is that she did the right thing. She got out of there. She didn't have shoes on. I seen her put it was like one scene she didn't have shoes on. The next scene she did have shoes on. So it was like she was able to slip her stuff on really quickly. She had a little bit of bag. She looks like she just grabbed her stuff and ran. Perfect. Get yourself out of that situation. Then when she gets to the hallway, obviously there's a delay there because you have to wait for the elevator and things like that. So you are out of the room, you get to the hallway, you run down the hallway, you get to the elevator's not coming, you're there, and you see him coming around the corner. Now my thing is, I was like, we didn't get audio on that video. So as you see, he's running down the hall. I'm pretty sure here everybody has been in a hotel. When you run down the halls of a hotel, you can hear people coming. It's not like somebody can silently run through a hallway. So in my head, I'm like, did she hear him coming at any point or anything like that? And I probably would have literally flew down the stairs. I probably would not have had shoes. I probably would not have had a bag, a coat, or anything like that. The moment I was able to leave, I would have booked it. And I would have been jumping down flights of stairs at a time to get out of there. So in my mind, obviously I don't have the hotel set up. None of us do. But in my mind, that would have been the thing for me to do. The only thing that I would have made sure I had was my phone, if possible, my wallet, and that would have been the only thing I need. Everything else we can do from our phone nowadays. I can walk to a bank with my phone and get what I need. I can get, a ride to safety or something like that. Everything from my phone without even having my wallet. So I probably would have just grabbed my phone and ran out of there. That's what I would have done. Let's see what we got here. So that's the link. I put it in the chat, and I do see that you guys are commenting down here. So Cole says, I haven't personally, but I have witnessed firsthand with my own mother. I do understand what that is. I remember when I was growing up, like I'm gonna share a little bit of my life with you guys here. So I remember when I was growing up, there wasn't a lot of turmoil in my home from what I can remember. But I do remember understanding what mom and dad fighting looks like, right? I did grow up with my mom and my father in the house up until a certain age. So I do remember what it looked like for mom and dad to argue. And I also remember what it looked like for mom and dad to fight. But from what I remember, it was this one day, and I believe my mom and my dad were arguing about something. I don't really remember exactly what it was, but I remember jumping down from my bed and running to my parents' door. And when I got to the door, it was like from what I heard, I'm guessing that I thought my mom was being hurt because I'm hearing my father's voice the loudest. So I run to the door and I open the door, and my mom has got my dad pinned in the corner. And she's just like busting him up. And I don't know why, even as a little girl, I remember feeling proud, like, get him, mom, get him, like, don't let a boy beat you up. I don't know why I have that memory in my head that way, but that's the way the memory rests with me. And I think that is the reason why I never got a chance to be in a situation like that, because I remember how proud I was when I seen my mom stand up for herself, if that makes sense. So from very young, I just always wanted to make sure that no matter what, I was going to stand up for myself. In some instances, it's not always easy, but from my mind, that was the one thing that triggered me. A man could overpower you. A man could be stronger than you. A man could be the problem, but a woman can defend herself, and a woman can stand up for herself, and no, she's not going to lose every fight. But what my mother did next is what even further stained me. Outside of the love that she had for her dad and what she wanted to have within her relationship, she knew that she needed to change our situation, and she did. And then I was able to have a better relationship with both of my parents, with them being apart and them not harming each other. So that's another thing I wanted to make sure that I pointed out to you guys. In these situations, you got babies watching, they remember. You don't give them enough credit. Sometimes you think that, you know, oh, they're just a child, they're not going to remember. No, these things they remember. So when you have in these situations, you have to be very careful in what your child is seeing. That's just a piece of advice from a child who has seen things. Candace K says, I'm a survivor of domestic violence. I'm glad you survived that situation, girl. I applaud you. I appreciate you sharing that with us. I know that sometimes these things can be hard to share, but we got to start sharing with each other and we have to start having a conversation. It's a tough one to have, but it's necessary. So, Candace, can you tell us how long have you been separated from that situation? And one thing that you learned from that situation that helped you move forward to not being in that situation anymore. While we wait for her to put that in there, we're gonna go down and see a little bit else. Like Tina at the hole running across the street, going like the wind. Exactly, going like the wind. I would have been out of there, child. My feet would have been probably toe up by the time I got out of there, but I would have been out of there. I would have not let him catch me if I would have had to slide down the banisters. And there's no way I would have let him catch me as angry as he was. And this guy's like holding a towel, stomping through the damn hotel like a crazy person. That's just weird. What's wrong with you? But then we see his mama, so it's like, who raised you? That heifer? Okay. I am a survivor, baby. I'm so glad you survived that. So, can you tell us what did you do to get out of your situation? I know some of you, this is a hard topic to talk about, and I know some of you may not want to come up. You can comment through the chat. I'm going to keep going through the chat. We'll read some stuff from there, and we'll do it that way. So you don't have to come up and share if you don't want to. Yes, we are very glad you're okay. And well, that's why I have seizures today. I'm so sorry to hear that, Denitra. Can you guys put some prayer hands in the chat and some purple hearts for Denitra? I want to ask more questions, but I don't want to get too personal. If there's anything you would like to share, you're more than welcome to share it through the chat and we can chat about that. One question that I will ask is, because you've had these long-term effects in your health due to domestic violence, what is something that you're doing today to make sure that you're going into the next situation, you are safe? My dad was extremely abusive as well. So glad my mom left his ass. Exactly. Sometimes you got to get up out of there. You got to take your kids and run. You have to hide. You have to do whatever it is that you need to do. Use your local authorities. As a law-abiding citizen, the law is there to protect you. You can walk into your police station. There is domestic violence sections in every police station that are specifically there to deal with these situations. They will help you get out. They will help you get out safely, especially if you have children. I know sometimes it can be hard to leave. Especially when the situation is extremely abusive. So there's lots of ways you could get out. You just have to be willing to move forward. You have to find your strength. You have to find your village. One movie that really, really makes me think about domestic violence, being safe, getting out safely, is the movie with J Lo, the movie Enough. That was so smart. It was so smart. Everything about it was so right. Especially when it gets to the part is like a coward will kick you when you're down. And it is true every single time. Look how Diddy just kicked her when she was down. Like she's already down on the ground. You had no reason to kick her. It's just an exertion of power upon somebody that you think is weaker than you. But the way that she stood up for herself and came back for herself was so inspirational to me. I love that movie. Every time it's on, I will watch it. Hey, Sneaky. Melody Dark, Army, Demetra. Hey, University with Marie. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Yes, ma'am. I'm gonna definitely put up. Thank you, ma'am. Sent out some resources as well. So I'm gonna make sure I put those up at the end as well. I appreciate you. There are shelters in every city. Yes, they have family shelters, they have domestic violence shelters that are specifically for women who are trying to get out of these situations. Take advantage of them. Don't let nothing shame you out of safety, you know? Take your time, get a plan together to get out safely. Another movie that, makes me think about domestic violence and how things could turn really, really bad. What was the movie? The basketball movie with Ray Allen. Jesus. What was the name of the movie? Jesus, 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 Jesus. When what was that? Denzel Washington and the mother was fighting in the kitchen and she fell and she hit her head on the stove and died. And it wasn't even like a real fight. It was just kind of like an argument and a me grabbing you and a me pulling away from you type thing. And in that situation and right in that moment, something where it wasn't expected to happen, it's just gone. People don't understand how putting your hands on the next person could, what the effects of that could be. If I push you and I don't anticipate you falling backwards over something and cracking your skull open, no, I didn't mean to help you crack your head open, but you know, I, so this is where you got to be careful about putting your hands on people. That's not what you're supposed to do. If you're to a grown age where your reaction is to put your hands on somebody to express yourself, you need extensive therapy. That's not life. Yes, Enough was a great movie. Okay, Mel has a question. At D, may I ask from the person that's hurting you, what part of you stays for the kids? I just want to understand a bit better. And I'm not blaming you at all. I just want to know what is your mindset at the time. So that is a great question for all women. If you are in a situation of domestic violence and you are being hit and you are being hurt, a lot of women, they mostly stay because they have children and they are staying for the children. So that's something that we would like to get a little bit better of understanding on. Because I would think that, like in my case, my mom saying for the children would not have been beneficial to me because I needed her to leave. So that's just in my situation, but maybe we could get a little bit more explanation about it. Hey, Ellis, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Yep, they do have advocates, legal advocacy, things like that, especially if you're married to the person, if you need to get a divorce. Sometimes getting out of these situations can be really hard depending on how deep you got in. So if you're in deep and you're married and there's children involved and things like the property involved and things like that, it's a little bit harder to just then you being able to just walk away and just get out of the situation. So definitely use your tools and all of those things as well. They have women's shelters, and also if you're on government programs, i.e., food stamps, Section 8, those are mandated reporters. You can tell the worker, and they can report DV on your behalf. That is amazing. That's something that I did not know. So yeah, I'm gonna go look for some information for that as well and add it to the description box for you guys. So thanks for that, Mel. That is great, great, great information. I do know that when you go to like police stations and things like that, you can report it, but I was not aware that you can report it through those agencies as well. So awesome. Thanks. Okay, so Denitra's answering in the chat. She says, "No, at the time I was thinking I came from a broken home and I didn't want my kids to go through it, so I stayed until I couldn't." I understand that, and I do hear that a lot. A lot of the times, women have this idea, it's this plan, and in that plan, their babies have dads, and they have a mom and a dad in the same house. So sometimes that plan that you have and what you want, again, it doesn't come to the fruition in the way that we would want it to. So again, a lot of the times we will stay until we can't any longer. And that's in most situations. I think that we have been conditioned to be strong and take a lot, and it's not okay. I think that when somebody does something to you one time, that should be enough. And I think that, we are conditioned to give another chance. But that chance turns into another chance, and then another chance, and then another chance. And then that's when we're in the position where we're in so deep that we can't get out. This one I did know. I did know that at the hospitals they have to report it as well. So if you need to take your important paperwork and pretend sick and go to an emergency room and say it out loud to a doctor, whisper it to a doctor, hand it to somebody, write it on a note, pass it to somebody while you're in there, they will get you help, and they will get you help safely. I've witnessed that happen several times. And yes, definitely keep the kids safe. A lot of the times they do these things to keep the kids safe. They try to make it so that, as they're discreet as possible and everything like that. I applaud you, girl. Anytime you having a problem like that and somebody is putting their hands on you, you walk away. What I will say is that it's not just a one-time thing. It's not just a one-time thing. It's going to happen again. It's going to happen again. And a lot of times there's red flags. You guys got to watch out for the red flags again. How a person treats their family, how a person treats their own mom. Be careful about dealing with these men that talk horribly about the women that was before you. A lot of that is just projection. They're not telling you what they did wrong. They're dogging these women out for no reason. No. Anytime somebody is telling you something like that, you watch them. You check them. Could be a financial thing. This is also another one of the big problems when you are financially dependent upon someone else. And this is why I advocate for everybody having their own. You need to be responsible for yourself and have your own things no matter who you are in a relationship with. I don't care if this man is telling you, oh, you don't have to work. I'm going to take care of you and the kids. And if that's the case and that's your story, you better be saving some money for a rainy day that this person don't know about just in case. Just in case. Not to say that you're going through your relationships with the expectation that they will end. No, you are going through your life expecting that you will have to take care of yourself because it's nobody's job to take care of you. Okay. The understandable seems like that was prior trauma you had, and he used to work that against you. I'm sorry you went through that, but you're here now, and I thank God for you, right? If anybody who's made it out of a situation like that, you know, I applaud you. And to be able to speak on it and to be able to share your story, I appreciate you and I applaud you as well. Stand up. Stand up. Think of your relation. Every relation is a stand your ground position. Do not let people hurt you. And definitely love on yourself. You got to learn how to love you. You got to learn how to be by yourself. There's a lot of things that we learn in life. I can speak from a woman's perspective, but there's things that we learn in life that will help us to avoid these situations. Like you have to learn how to spend time with yourself. You have to learn how to love you outside of, oh, if I don't have a relationship, I'm not happy. If I'm not talking to this person and this person is not my friend, I'm not happy. If this family member doesn't like what I'm doing over here, I'm not happy. No, we got to learn how to just be happy with ourselves and be okay with everybody else not being happy with that. That's it. Unapologetically loving ourselves and doing what we want. What? Oh my goodness. I'm sorry that one caught me off guard. It just Universal Tea with Marie. I want to say to you that you are beautiful, you are loved, you are amazing, and we are glad you are here with us today. What you may have went through could have been probably was more than likely is very traumatic still in your life today. And I want to send my prayers to you. And I know that this probably is something that you go through continuously every day, and some days are better than other days. God had his hand on you this day. Um, I put the link in the chat. I don't know if you want to share anything about it, but I'll take your comments from the chat as well, and we'll talk from there. Um, yeah. It could also be fear of the abuser. Like in Cassie's case, she tried several times to leave him, and he kept sending people to bring her back. Yeah, a lot of times when the person is in a position of power and they're able to maneuver over people, like in the ways of the Diddies and, you know, these kind of situations that are a little bit more high profile, it's very easy to be overpowered in this situation. I wonder, very detailed, what it was like for Cassie the actual day she got out. Like I really wonder what that day was like for her. What did she finally do? How did she finally get away? How did she get away from the people that would bring her back and all of these things? There's so many questions that I have. I don't do a lot of the Diddy content because it's all still a lot of speculation at this point, and I want to talk about exactly what happened. So when I'll be talking about things that come directly from court proceedings at the end um, of all of the mess. It's for me, it's very traumatic. It's a very hard topic to talk about day in and day out, especially with now children and all these things being involved. It just disrupts my spirit. And since we're talking about protecting our peace and watching our boundaries, I'll just be honest and say that I don't listen to a lot of it at the very moment. If it is not a founded fact from documentation, then I'm not even hearing it. He came to the house hallucinating, saying another man was abused. Wow. So was there previous mental issues there? Like, did you see any signs of maybe like a bipolar, schizophrenic, or was there medication being taken? Were there drugs involved? Maybe alcohol sometimes excessively can have this happen, or a mix of normal medication and alcohol can sometimes cause these things to happen. Thank you so much, ma'am. Well, you're very welcome, dear. The day of the elevator attack, when he dragged her back to the room, how long was it before she was actually able to get away from him? I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure. I don't want to speak out of turn and give you guys wrong information. I only speak when I can put a piece of fact behind it or a receipt or something like that. So I'm not really 100% sure. I'll find that out for you though, Jella. That was a good question. Wow. So Denitra says, yeah, Mel, my dad abused my mom for years. So Denitra, my question to you would be, were there any signs that you recognized from when you were younger, watching your parents? Were there any things that you recognized from then to when you were in your own situation that might have been the same? So, did you see any red flags that you noticed from your own personal situation in your family that then became your intimate relationship situation? Oh, that's my kind of chick. Yes, homegirl, come through with the bat. Pow, pow, pow. I didn't know I was cut from the adrenaline until after the fight was over. Now that doesn't mean by any means, please don't take this the wrong way. I do not agree with violence, whether either end, man to female, female to male. Obviously, I like women, so even women and women and men. I do not believe in putting my hands on people. I believe that if you put your hands on me, we're gonna have a whole problem. It's not gonna be domestic violence. At this point, it's gonna be your girl, I'm a girl, I'm about to whoop your ass. So don't you put your hands on me. That's the only thing I can tell you. Um yeah. So you're saying that your homegirl was there when he came over. There was a situation and she wound up helping you out. Girls, yeah, I know we be coming through for each other in the clutch. So make sure you're looking out for your girls. You didn't know you were cut from the adrenaline until after the fight was over. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Social services have special code words when they put in case notes, so they'll put those in so other workers will know how to keep your anonymity and keep you safe in case he comes to the office with you. Oh, wow. I didn't know that either. That's pretty dope. So, you see, guys, there's ways to get help. I'm going to make sure that you guys have all of these resources in the description box as well. Hey, hey, hey. Let's see. Yeah, that'll definitely play a role. You saw that growing up, so it became normal for you. I understand. So, is that a thing? Like, should it always be normal for you if you've seen it, or I know in my situation, I just knew that I was never gonna have that happen to me. Um, so yeah, maybe it can be a normal thing. Obviously, everybody is different. Just because I felt that way, that obviously somebody can have the exact reverse adverse effect. So, hmm, that's a lot. Nope. Women are supposed to call the cops when they answer. You say you want to order a pizza. Is that true? Have anybody ever heard that? Financial abuse is one of the worst ones. Between the financial abuse and the spiritual abuse, people will use money and God to ruin your life. And that to me is crazy. Definitely make sure you have your own. Make sure that you can stand alone in this world as you came into it. You just never know. Absolutely, because women can be predators too. Women definitely can be predators too, and we've seen it happen. We've seen it happen. If you call the cops, you better make sure you're out. There's some unexpected consequences in those cases for you and the cops. I know that my friend was in a situation and she called the cops on her husband and they separated the two of them. One cop spoke to the wife, one cop spoke to the husband. The cop that spoke to the wife then went downstairs and told the husband everything that the wife said, and then they left her there in the situation. So this is why a lot of times women are scared, because sometimes it's not easy. Sometimes people don't hear you. People don't want to listen. Yes, we love you and we're happy that you are safe. Many don't make it out. And for all of those who have, we appreciate your fight. For those who weren't able to get out, our prayers are going towards you, your family, your loved ones. I dealt with that when I was younger. I always got with a jealous guy, always. I'm like, how do I continue to pick these type of ninjas? Now I don't play with them. Yeah, don't play with these people. And don't let people play with you. This chance after chance after chance to keep ruining my life? No. Next thing you know, you done pass up 10 years of your life with somebody who ain't even deserved to. Because you're trying to give chance after chance after chance, and they're showing you they don't deserve no another chance. They tell you literally loud as hell, and we don't listen. Yes. But once you learn that discernment and you realize that you go first and you're the most important, that's when you know you're winning. Yes, yes, yes. Please make sure that you guys subscribe to Universal Tea with Marie. Also, subscribe to Melanie Jones Said So. She does have a couple pages as well. So, Mel After Dark, Melanie Jones Said So, and Queen of the East. Make sure you guys subscribe to Universal Tea with Marie. Hold on. I still got a lot of comments in here, guys. Let me just go through them really quickly. I'm glad that that plan is otherwise. I'm so glad for you. And he's continuing to bless you. Congratulations on the new grandbaby. Oh, congratulations. Congratulations. Much love to all of the survivors. Again, it's just dangerous to even date. It really is. But you know what? Self-defense classes, making sure that you are prepared. Get yourself locked and loaded. I'm going to stand your ground state, and I'm going to stand my ground. Play with your mama. Don't play with me. Don't do that. I'm going to stand my ground. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm so glad you made it. I'm so glad you made it. Thank you, Melanie Beautiful. I'm so shocked I made it to now and to have a grandbaby. Sometimes you're in those situations that you just don't see the light. You just don't know how you're going to get out. You just don't know what's going to happen or how you're going to see yourself out of that situation. You get into those dark places and you're probably sitting in that room. You're crying a lot. You're crying through your sleep and you're trying to figure it out. Use your village. Use your village. Make sure that you have good friends. I have good friends. I don't know how these people go on through life without really good friends. My best friend I've known since I was 5. We stood next to each other in kindergarten. Like, you have to keep your loved ones and keep the people who care about you really, 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 really close to you. And we have to foster relationships. Just like you Trying so hard for your man, try for your girlfriend too, because you don't never know when you're going to need her. That's God paying you for your pain. Now you get to enjoy your new little best friend. Oh, yes, that's so true. Yes, congratulations, congratulations. She's so precious, the baby. Congratulations. My dad hit my head. What? I'm so mad. That's another thing too, ladies. Be careful. Be careful. You think you getting into this relationship, you dogging that ex out. You really think you doing something, and you're only filling that person with ammunition to do it to you. Why? Because you think that they don't think in their head, oh, she dealt with that, she dealt with that, she dealt with that, then I'm gonna do it too, and she shouldn't say much. You know what I mean? That's the mindset that a lot of people who are abusive have. That's just crazy to me. It's like, why come into my life? How about just leave me alone? There's a girl out there who actually wants to fight with you every day. Go find her to fight with you every day. I'm not that girl. Topics. Relationships can cause health problems. Definitely. That stress. You wonder why your hair falling out, why you losing weight, why you can't keep nothing down. And there's little signs of stress you can that you don't even know what's happening. So what I usually say to people, like sometimes you can look at a person and see that they're stressed. And I'll usually say one little thing, and when you think that a person is stressed, right? Tell them to unstick their tongue from the roof of their mouth. That is a sign of tension. And people don't know the little signs where you're tense, your anxiety is rising, and things like that. They're not able to monitor their own feelings a lot of the times, and that is where a lot of these problems come into play. I don't know how to monitor my own feelings. I'm aggressive. I've gotten some kind of issue going on with myself that I am not able to get through. Oh yes, it can. Yes, yes, yes. I wrote it about it. I wrote about it in my books. Oh, can you guys, Mel? Can you drop the links to Denitra's books as well in the chat? Denitra is a published author. She does have some really good books, so if you guys can go check them out. Toxic relationships. Whew, child, we gotta stay about it. Them things. Yes, he thought another man was there, child. Oh my goodness, that is crazy. I have so many stories for where I was young and fine back then. Men were jealous and ignorant back then too, y'all. Ooh. You're so beautiful today. I seen your picture today. I was like, oh, she's so pretty. Hi. And that's another thing. Pretty girls be getting it hard, boy. Pretty girls have it the hardest. And I'm not saying pretty as in facial look. I mean pretty as in person. The nicest woman, the most beautiful people, the softest, the sweetest person is the person that this normally happens to. It's like you an intentional asshole because you knew she wasn't gonna fight you back. You wouldn't do that to me. I bet you would. Like when you see these situations, a lot of the time it just gives you that. Like you intentionally went and got this woman that you knew was softer than you and wouldn't fight you back. On almost all occasions, it looks just like that. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. You keep coming over here, girl. This is what inspired and to start writing. Yep, and keep writing. Your books are awesome. Yes, it's okay. TikTok ordering pizza. Yes. Oh, okay. So you're saying that it's on TikTok, and they say you ordering a pizza if you're in danger. Sorry. Okay, I got you. Definitely, and that's what we're here for. You got to talk about the situations. You can't keep holding them in. A lot of the reason why people going around miserable as hell, being miserable to other people, is literally because they just holding on to something. Get that out of you, honey. You need to get that out of you because you walking around being nasty and disgusting for no damn reason. Everything that happened with Diddy, he got some whole personal shit that's going on with him. He need to go figure out himself. Maybe he need to be in prison for the rest of his life since he didn't take his young years to figure himself out. Then maybe he need to take his old years and figure himself out. I just decided that other people should know how to be strong, not just for yourself. Right. I hit that like button at the gate. Hey y'all. Hey Jess Valencia, thank you for stopping through. Thank you for stopping through. I believe Jess Valencia is gonna be going live shortly, or she should be live sometime soon. I'm gonna make sure I come and stop through over there for you, girly. Yes, D, you rock, baby. You rock, girl. With all of what you got going on in your life, you're still showing up for people. All I hear you talk about is your family and your grandbabies and your children, and all in good light. So God's gonna keep blessing you. Yeah, we locked and loaded over here. Don't again play with your mama. Don't play with me. Yeah, definitely. Have you been through a disease situation? Hmm. Yeah. If you want to share, you can share. If not, it's okay. Well, I've just been going through the chat and reading it through the chat because I know that a lot of people don't want to come up and actually voice their opinion. So we're just taking it as a conversation from the chat right now. I appreciate you guys for being here. We're probably going to go through a little bit more of the chat. I'm going to put up some resources and then I'm going to let you guys go. I know the streets is on fire right now. The streets is on fire right now. And I know some of you guys want to get back to the mess. So I just want to make sure I inform you guys before we do that. Also, I wanted to give a brief update at the end about Robert Robertson, his execution schedule today. And yeah, so there's a lot of things going on out here. Yeah, I have kindergarten friends too. Yep. If you don't got your old friends and all you got is a bunch of random people around you that you don't even know doing random things to you, being random and weird, then something is wrong with you. It ain't everybody else except for you. Trust me. It's you. No. I got hit when I was young, but I ended up in jail. My ex stalked me when I filed for a divorce. I told my story on YouTube. Wow, just Valencia. I want to go back and I want to find that. Or maybe you can send me the link and I could take a look at that. So yeah, you ended up in jail protecting yourself. I'll take that. I'm okay with that. If I have to do a little stint for protecting myself, it is what it is. You're not gonna do nothing to hurt me though. Please make sure you guys go subscribe to Just Valencia. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, go through a couple of these really fast. Yes, make sure you all subscribe. Just Valencia, subscribe. Make sure you all subscribe to me while you're here too as well. Thank you. I appreciate you. Yes. Yes, I love that. I love that. I love that. Yes, Nitro, can you send out those links to the books, please? You should be able to post them in the chat, Nitro. Thanks. I have a few surprises tonight. All right, we're gonna make sure that we head over there as well. I got something to get off my chest, laughing out loud. We need a good laugh after this happiness, child. So you'll come by my house after Valencia. Yeah, I'm sure Mel is looking forward. I'm sure Mel is looking forward to giving her commentary on the day's happenings. I'm just going to be modding in the chat as I normally do. So yeah, you guys build a bridge and get over it. You mad? Okay. He is now on disability from a look back. Get him, girl. Again, I don't condone violence, but I condone protecting yourself. If you got to get a little violent to protect yourself, that's what you do. I'm sorry, I don't. Yeah, thank you for supporting the channel. Yes, my channel is not monetized, so if you guys want to drop me a little cash app, you're more than welcome to. But we be monetized too. I know y'all seen that 2K. We did hit 1K a couple of weeks ago. And I was planning to do my 1K celebration on Halloween, which we're still doing. But it looks like we're going to be celebrating 2K at our 1K, guys. I'm so super psyched about that. So thank y'all for subscribing. Please make sure you share and all of that goodness for me too. Oh, you didn't see anything today? Just Valencia, girl. There's a bunch of mess going on. I'm not even going to mention it. But there's lots of I'm sure everybody that's in this live right now wants to get the hell out of it and go look at something else. So thank y'all for being here with me. I appreciate it. I know what's going on out there. I love y'all for rocking with me. Thank y'all. Okay, so let me just give me a second here. I want to see if I can get some of these resources on the screen for you guys. Oh goodness. Give me 1 second, guys.
My content is so fire and you know that. That's facts. Ain't no looking past at the sneaky link, she's a hashtag. It's time to get this money, hit me up on the cash app. I hear you talking big support and now show me where your cash at. Cash app. Dig into that stash. Don't let the love ever slack. I'm forever giving back. My beauty is so black. Content is so fire and you know that. That's facts. Ain't no looking past at the sneaky link, she's a hashtag. It's time to get this money, hit me up on the cash app. I hear you talking big support and now show me where your cash at. Cash app.
Hang on, guys. I'm trying to get something to download for you all so I can just make sure you have the resources on the screen. It's not working. It's not working. Shout out to y'all. Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate you guys so much. So much. I'm going to make sure you're out. Okay. Let's see. Hold on. I see some more comments coming, so I just want to make sure I'm checking those. Oh, yeah. Okay. I did. Okay. Okay, so here's the links to Denitra's book as well. Make sure you guys go check that out. Thank you. Okay, hold on. Let me try to get this one more time. If I can't get it up, then I'm just going to put it inside of the description box. Mm, yeah, 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 it's being weird. Okay, so I wanted to make sure you guys had this information. I wanted to put it up on the screen while I was talking, but it's not allowing me to. Okay, so the information is here. I wanted to make sure that you guys have the suicide prevention line just in case. Obviously, we want to make sure that we're not hurting ourselves, we're not hurting each other. But these situations are real. And sometimes you get very sad. You get to a point in life where, it gets hard. At that point, I want you to reach out to your village. I want you to call for help because I want you to be here the next day. So if you need help, help is out there. The Suicide Prevention Lifeline is 1-800-273-TALK. Is very easy to remember. That's 1-800-273-TALK. If you do not want to call that number, you can inbox me, inbox a friend, inbox a family member. Find your safe person. You need to have a safe person and you need to be letting them know what is going on with you. Stop hiding. Stop feeling embarrassed. Stop being ashamed. These men are shaming you into silence. And this is why it's able to go on for so long. So do not be quiet. 1-800-273-TALK. For those of you who are in a situation right now, if you're in a situation where violence is happening, you're being harmed, your children are being harmed, whether that be mentally, physically, emotionally, it does not matter. The domestic violence hotline is 1-800-799-SAFE. It's very easy to remember. That's 1-800-799-SAFE. Use the number again. Use an outlet. Use a friend. Call anybody. My Instagram, Mel, you can put my Instagram in there in the chat. My Instagram is open for anyone looking for any resource for anything. My job is to find these kind of resources that people need and make sure that they can get help out of their bad situations. When you come to my page, that is a lot of what you will see. I am here to spread information. I am here to help people who can be harmed. I'm talking about capital punishment and innocent people who are being executed for crimes that they didn't commit right in front of our faces. We are watching murders happen every day. So that is what you'll get over here. Um a lot of the times it'll be heavy. There's some things in there that's, not as heavy, but yeah, real life is heavy. Unfortunately, stupidness is not as heavy. It's a little bit lighter. You get to laugh a little bit more, but life is not always peaches and cream, and we want to make sure that we're letting people know that. Hey, Electro Jet, thank you for coming.
I hope you know that you are worth it. This life you deserve it. Nobody is perfect. Baby girl, I said you're worth it. Keep fighting for a purpose.
Yes, definitely have a safety plan. I know that when I was growing up, like we used to have, I don't know why, but I remember when I was younger, there was like a code word, and nobody's was allowed to take me out of school or anything like that unless I gave them this code word. So my mom would give me a new code word every morning, and if they didn't say that, it's like, no, don't go with them, don't talk to them, none of that. It ain't me. You know what I mean? So make sure your kids are safe as well in these situations. Air tags in the book bags and things like that is very, very, very important. Um, and again, just making sure that you're protecting yourself. Like, I love all of y'all. I want to see you guys win. You know, this is a hard, hard subject. And from the streets to the sheets, we need to make sure that we protecting ourselves in our friendships, in our relationships, all in between and around. We got to be a little bit more vigilant, and we need to make sure that we got each other's back. It's not always about tearing somebody up and tearing somebody down and talking about this and talking about that. Yeah, if you got enough energy to spread all of that mess, how about you be a little bit productive? How about you talking about something that's real at some point? At any, you pick the point, but just something, you know? So, information is why I'm here. That's all you'll ever get out of me is information, information, information. I am here to make sure that somebody is fighting for the people who can't fight for themselves. Um, I don't want to mix up the topics too much here, but we do have somebody was just executed today. And I'm going to give an update video on that as well so that, we can have the time to speak on that. It is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. It's the Domestic Violence Awareness Month. All of these things happening all at once. Please be mindful. Check in with yourself. Tap into you before you get to dibbling and dabbling and running through these YouTube streets, getting into all of this mess. Revert back to self. Hold you up a mirror. Take a look into it, and think about what you're putting out into these streets. Are you a part of the problem, or are you a part of the solution? That's really it. Let me take a look down at these comments one more time. This is a subject I hold close to my heart. I think that everybody should take this situation and hold it close to them. Is there anything about this situation that you want to share, Jeb? Electro Jeb, sorry. So beautiful, Sneaky. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. I really appreciate you being here, showing up and showing out. Thank you guys for coming through. I think as a whole, we could all just be and do a little bit better for each other. I'm going to continue to encourage that, and I'm going to continue to do that on my end. And I pray for you guys that are not able to do it on yours, Sometimes a little bit of misery will go a little too far, and it'll put you in places that you really don't want to be. So, smile a little bit, laugh a little bit, love a lot. Love a lot. Protect yourself, protect your friends, protect your family, stand up for people. You walking down the street and you seeing that girl getting slapped up, you do something. I was standing on my balcony one day, and off the back of my balcony, you can kind of see the street. And but it's covered, so you got to kind of stand on something to see over the balcony to see out into the street. But I hear girls screaming and I hear guys screaming, and then I just see two people walking down the block, but they fighting each other. And I'm standing at the door with my girlfriend, and she's like, "Please don't go outside. Please don't go outside." And I stood there for a few seconds, and she started screaming. I was like, "Nah, I'm going outside." Went, grab my wallet, grab my keys. I go jump in my car. By the time I get in my car and I get, I'm driving down the street where I seen them screaming at, I get to the corner and I see them, and he's separating from her and she's going one way. But they still screaming towards each other. So I pull up alongside her and I'm like, "Yo, get in the car. You all right? You good? I see what's happening. I was watching you from my balcony. You good?" And she was like, "No, I need help. He's trying to hurt me." And So I'm like, "Just get in my car." Picked her up, she got in the car, and when she was walking towards her house, she lived maybe up down the street and around the corner from me. So I drove her all the way to her house. And mind you, it's early in the morning. I'm making tea in the kitchen and I'm hearing this. So I'm like, when you guys see those situations like that, don't be quiet. Don't be silent. If I did not go jump in my car, there's no way I was not going to call the cops and give description of those two people walking down the street fighting. Because What if I would have seen her on the news? Oh, she got killed, man and woman later on. Like I would have seen that, and I would have been destroyed just because I didn't say something. And I don't know if it's the New York in me. You constantly hearing it over and over and over again. If you see something, you say something. You see something, you say something. You see something, you say something. So I would just say, like, I could not help to not say nothing. All right, that was my little piece of story time. Okay. Well, I hope that in your story and your journey that you've learned and gained whatever you needed to learn and gain from that situation and that you're in a better place today. So that's awesome. Definitely. There is a couple of things that I missed and I want to talk about, but I know there's a lot going on, so I'm gonna let you get out of here soon. The month is still short. We're only halfway in the month. I do need to do another breast cancer story. I do need to do another domestic violence story. We do need to give the update on the execution of Robert Robertson and an update on Marcellus Williams and his execution. I do have an update on Michaela, the Prince's family story. We still haven't gotten the cause of death yet, but we're waiting on that. Um, we are having the Halloween 1K/2K celebration because you know we lit. We'll be having that for Halloween. Make sure you guys come stop by. It's going to be a contest, and anybody who can hit the panel, it's going to be a mask contest. So you don't have to worry about showing your face or anything like that. That's the reason for the contest. So the best mask to hit the panel is going to win. I'm going to give $25. And we're going to have some other stuff that's happening that day too. You guys know I'm here in Vegas, so I might be live off and on all day, just giving you guys a whole bunch of Vegas goodies on Halloween day. Okay. Anytime you want to hit me up free. All right. You guys handled that. Hey, Desi, baby. Welcome, honey. Welcome. Okay, guys, I'm losing my voice back here. I'm still recovering as well, and talking for long periods of times is really hard for me. My voice starts going. But thank you all for being here. I appreciate you so much. Again, please make sure that you are using your resources. If you need the number to the suicide prevention hotline, that is 1-800-273-TALK. And somebody please put that in the chat for me. And for domestic violence hotline, that is 1-800-799-SAFE. Again, that's for the suicide prevention lifeline, that is 1-800-273-TALK. And then for the domestic violence hotline, that is going to be 1-800-799-SAFE. If you come back to this video by the night ending of the evening, you're going to see a whole bunch of new resources that will be in the description for the video. And you guys can take it from there. Again, I'm still recovering here from being sick. My voice won't allow me to do but so much, but I'm working on getting the strength back to continue talking for longer periods of time. So thank you guys so much for being here with me today. First of an annual event that we expect to be much bigger next year. So some of you who did share your story here today via the chat, maybe next year you won't be so afraid to share your story, and you guys can come up on the panel and share a little bit more with us. I'm going to be checking back in with you guys. We are going to have a part 2 before the month is out. Maybe some of you would like to come share your stories. Share this with your friends, share it with your sisters, share it with the people you love. Why? Because we want them to protect themselves too. So thank y'all. I love you guys dearly. I appreciate you guys so much for coming through. And that's it. We're gonna rock out. I'm gonna let the song play for a little second here. And then we just gonna get out of here. I appreciate you guys so much. For you guys that are new to my chat that's coming through, I truly appreciate you. Thank you for showing up for me. I hope that you guys did take the chance to subscribe to the channel, and also um, for those of you who are returning, I appreciate you as well. Always, just make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share the channel, and y'all vibe. I love y'all.
If you meet me in the street, you better swim while you sing. I'm here for content, not your nonsense. What the fuck did you think? If you can fake it till you make it, you can take these critiques. And if you can't, you know the vibe, you can hit the sneaky link. Put your business on the net, I would take a sneaky peek. Such a beauty with a vibe, producing continuously. Is you up or is you sleep? Have you checked out 20 deep? Oh, Vegas. She's becoming so famous. Never forgot what the aim was. Shining light on the crease and showing love to the beauty that black makes us. Oh, Vegas. She's becoming so famous. Never forgot what the aim was. Shining light on the crease and showing love to the beauty that black makes us. Ooh, she picking your brain. She's spilling the tea. She checking for you. No, she checking for me. It's about loyalty. Is you too sweet? I won't come for you if you don't come for me. Ooh. Like your ma, what sneaky sound like when you got your kid doing something? It's the sneaky link. No, not the way that you think. But if you meet me in the street, you better swim or you'll sink. I'm here for content, not your nonsense. What the fuck did you think? If you can fake it till you make it, you can take these critiques. And if you can't, you know the vibe, you can hit the sneaky link. Put your business on the net, I'ma take a sneaky peek. Such a beauty with a bag. Shoot a country YouTube streets. I won't come for you if you don't come for me now. If you coming to my city, better hit the no. If you coming to my city, better hit the sneaky link. We gon' meet, we gon' ride, baby, have a tricky train. Shout out to night and day for this fire piece of heat. I heard it here first. I'm a monster, wanna be, I'm creative. I'm an artist, I'm not just a little freak. I can sit at any table any day of the week. She's becoming so famous, never forgot what the aim was. Shining light on the creators and showing love to the beauty that black makes us. She's becoming so famous, makes us love, beauty that black makes us. Oh, you can fake it till you make it. You can take these critiques and like your ma, but sneaky sound like when you got your kid doing something. It's the sneaky link, no, not the way that you think. But if you meet me in the street, you better swim while you sink. I'm here for content, not your nonsense. What the fuck did you think? If you can fake it, then I see you. I see you. You can hit the sneaky link. Put your business on the net. I'ma take a sneaky peek.
I'm looking and I'm looking. Get your ass up off the precious, it's twerking. And you probably see the walk, the is working.